Hi everyone, so I just wanted to show you I've cut up my pork into cubes, and I've also cut up the chicken livers and I've fried them so that it's a nice golden brown now. I didn't have too much fat on the pork, so I'm not going to be able to use the pork fat to do my onions, but I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm just giving it a few more minutes on here. And I've got my ginger here, my onions, the garlic, and the masala mix that I made. So turn this round. I'm gonna get this camera to stand up somewhere. Maybe over here. You can hear the pork. It's crackling. That's what it's supposed to do, because the fat has to melt, whatever fat there is on the pork. And I put in the chicken livers now. Otherwise, people don't believe that I can actually cook, you see. So, it's like my whole life I've been trying to prove to people that I am who I say I am. I think that's okay now. And then I'm going to use this pot here. I might have to add in some oil in that. But this is my onions here. That's my onions, and I'm gonna slice these green pepper, these chilies. Just want to see if this fat will melt. There are 2 little pieces of fat from that. I didn't get too much fat on that, even though the pork had a lot of fat in it. It's not hard to make Sarapatel. It's just cutting up the meat into cubes it can be hard. Or other than that, it's not hard. I don't know why people think it's hard. It's just time consuming sometimes. I thought I had 4. I have 3. I don't think 3 is enough. Trying to get this fat to melt so that I can just use it. I'll probably have to add some cooking oil. since I don't have pork fat, I'm using this cube of butter. Melt that in there. Look, I don't have enough pork fat. That's what I mean. My onions. You don't want to put too much ghee in there. Here's the other chili. What I did with the chilies, I just sliced them down the middle. And I washed up everything, the pots and things. I'm keeping this water from the chicken livers to use in the when I need them. So 3 onions is a lot of onions, but that's what makes the curry thick. So you have to leave it like that. The onions have to change color. They have to go from being that white color that they are to being soft and like a now I'm adding in my ginger that I cut up yesterday and I kept in the fridge. Now I have to do the whole pot of garlic, like one whole flower of garlic. So I have this garlic crusher that I use. You can also slice the garlic if you want. I just didn't want to slice it. And I know for some people it will never be perfect. They'll either say, oh, you didn't cut your onions right, or you didn't cut your meat right, or you didn't do this properly. But you know what? I don't care. That's my new thing. I don't care. As long as the taste comes out nice. Some people care. Like, they care if you tell them, oh, you must cut the onion thinner, you must do this, you must do that. Then they do it. I don't. I don't do it. This also makes it easier when you have to a whole flower of garlic. That's like a lot of garlic. So this is our going pork curry. My mom makes it better than me, and my grandma used to make it better than me. But you know what? They're not around to help me, so I just do my own, whatever I think. And I try to follow the recipe book. At least I try. Some people don't even try. They just like to eat it. See how much garlic? That's a whole flower of garlic. Here we go. So I'll show you now. See, the onions are in here, and you can see the change in the color. They're not like white anymore. Did you know that cooking was a man's thing? I don't know what women did, because the men did everything. They were the chefs, they did everything. Seamstress, tailors, singing. The men did everything. And what did we women do? You can smell the garlic now, and the ginger starting to cook. And if people come to my house and they say, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, I'll say, you know what, hire a cook. Hire a cook to cook for you. You're going to complain about my cooking. Because I'm not that bad. I'm quite good, actually. Then now I'm going to add in this is the masala that I made yesterday. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to have to just all the masala is at the bottom here. This will cook for a while. And then I'm adding in the meat. Put these chilies in. And then you have to put in 2 teaspoons of salt. So I buy coarse salt. I don't know what other people use. But I buy coarse salt. And I bless my things when I bring them home. I pray. Well, I pray before I eat as well. But so 2 teaspoons of salt. And I did add the chilies in. I decided to add them. 30 is a bit too much for me, but I don't like food that I can't taste. So here you can see the food is cooking there. And then that's cooking. So I'm going to leave it to cook for a little while. And then I'm going to add in a cup of this water that I kept here. Just let it cook for a little bit. And I don't want it too watery because last year when I made it, I put in too much water and then it was too watery. So this is the stock from the kidneys. Chicken livers. Do that. I don't know, it says let it cook on the slow heat. I don't know what that means. The Goan recipes are like that. They will tell you like add in a little bit of this, add in a little bit of that. It's nice when they actually tell you like put in 2 inches of ginger root or put in 1 inch of this. Because if you don't cook with your grandmother or your mother or somebody that actually knows what you're doing, it's very hard to cook these Indian foods. I'm just rinsing off my pots and pans, putting them away. Turn the camera around here. This is my kitchen. I'm like Novak Angelina. I wash my things. Doesn't take long. And I leave them in here to dry. Also have that on the top because they sometimes don't dry properly. So let's see. Now, you can smell the vinegar. I'm just going to add in 1 cup of water from this stock that I kept. Hopefully it won't come out too watery like last year. I don't want it too watery. And that's it. It's done. See? Now I'll just leave it to cook. And the meat is tender already. So that's my Sarapatel.